We're pleased to welcome from our good friends at Montclair Film, Beth Gottung, who is Executive Director and co-head of Montclair Film. Beth, how are we doing today?
I'm great. How are you, Steve?
I'm great. As we put up the website for Montclair Film, we've done so many programs and so many segments connected to the work that Montclair Film is doing. Describe what it is and why it matters now more than ever.
Sure. Montclair Film is a great organization that is now bringing year-round programming to our community, and we're elevating different voices and perspectives and stories through visual storytelling. And, I think as the world gets a little bit more unsettled, it's so important that we're hearing from each other, that we're learning about what's happening in other communities. And I think one of the great things about Montclair Film is that you have the opportunity to both be educated and entertained. There's such a wide range of programming that you can find something that really interests you.
And I am biased because as a community member living in Montclair for many years, when Montclair Film started, Bob Feinberg, Evie Colbert, and check out our last interview with Bob and Evie. It's not just a big deal for Montclair. It's a big deal for New Jersey and for the eastern part of the country. But let me ask you this, because Tom Hall is with you. He's a colleague with you. So the co-head, what does that mean?
Sure. So Tom was doing it all, basically. I'm not sure how he was.
That happens in nonprofits a lot.
It does. As someone who's been in nonprofit for a long time, I understand that. But Tom was the executive director and artistic director for about 8 years. And really, as we've continued to grow, and for many people that don't know this, but we also purchased the Claridge Theater on Bloomfield Ave. So we went from, yes, exciting. We went from having—
You were there opening, the opening of it was fabulous. They've done a great job of it. I'm sorry, Beth.
No, that's okay. They did a beautiful job renovating it after it had been closed for, almost 2 years with COVID. So with the expansion into the Claridge and now having 6 theaters plus our Investors Bank Media and Film Center at 505 and the film festival, it was growing, at a speed that it was pretty hard for someone to do it all. So Tom is brilliant. He and the programming team select great content to come to the community. And it was actually his proposal that they split the executive director and artistic director position. And so here I am.
Let's talk about the 11th annual Montclair Film Festival. Is it October 2022? October
21st through the 30th, 2022.
And we don't know exactly how this virus will be playing out as we move forward. We're taping this in the spring of 2022. In person, all hybrid, or are we going to adapt and pivot as we always do as we get closer?
We were able to be all in person last year, and the hope is that we'll be able to continue to do that and offer as many programs as we've been able to offer pre-pandemic. But we are always ready to, pivot as needed. I think the 9th annual, they did all virtual. They did a lot of remote programming. They did a drive-in theater programming. So we're going to do whatever it takes to continue to make sure that the festival happens and it's a huge success.
Let me ask you this from an artistic perspective. For filmmakers, particularly first-time filmmakers, to have their work seen, exposed, featured as part of Montclair Film and the Montclair Film Festival, can't overestimate this. What does it mean?
It's an opportunity to get their voice out into the community, and Montclair Film is really respected. So we get guests from all over the country. So similar to, when we get a film from California or France that we might not have had an opportunity to see, that same thing goes for our local filmmakers. Their films are now, maybe they get their start at Montclair Film and then they're seen by other people, they're recommended, and it really helps them get their voice out to a broader community.
Absolutely. And I know that we're approaching the summer of 2022. This would be seen. Yes, we do repeat programs and segments, but I know that the educational programs are big, and there's summer initiative as well. Talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about our education, so I appreciate you highlighting that.
That's why the website's up right now as you're speaking. Go ahead. People can find. Do they click Beth, educational programs? I don't remember what the website looks like.
Yes, so we have an entire section of our website dedicated to the education programs, and we're working on updating it because we've been, as the film piece is growing, so is the education piece. And Sue Hollenberg and her team are just phenomenal. So we offer programming over the summer for students, filmmaking, storytelling, production, every piece of what goes into making a film. For the most part, we are able to offer those classes either at 505 or at an offsite
Which
location.
is 505 Bloomfield Avenue.
Sorry, 505. Yes, the Investors Bank Film and Media Center at 505 Bloomfield Ave. And the other piece that we just launched this year is an impact series. And those are a group of carefully curated films that we're working to bring into schools, or we're working to bring students into the Claridge Theater to see those films. And they're meant to discuss, you know, important issues that we're facing right now: social justice, racial justice, environmental issues. And Montclair High has been able to come and see some of the films, and the students watch the film and then they engage in, you know, an hour-long dialogue after about what the film meant to them. Sometimes we're able to bring the filmmakers in. So we're really offering a wide range of educational programs.
Real quick, before I let you go, the junior jury is what?
The junior jury is a group of, I believe it's 15 students, high school students, who are selected to watch and review movies, and they get to vote on their favorite movie from the film festival, and they do some reviews and things like that. So it's a nice opportunity for students to engage in the work that we're doing. And we do also, in addition to the junior jury, we have a student film collective that's one Sunday every month. And same thing, we bring in high school students, they watch a film, and then they engage in a question and answer after the film. So that's all listed on our website. And again, like, maybe lesser known programs that are really spectacular, and we would encourage everybody to check that out.
Beth, before I let you go, you've been in the nonprofit world for a while.
Yeah.
I have as well.
I know, we've crossed paths a handful of times, Montclair State, Kip.
And we're always raising money.
Yeah.
Why? That doesn't change. No money, no mission. That does not change. Real quick,
Correct.
You've been involved in a lot of nonprofits, 30 seconds or less. Why has working for Montclair Film, working with Montclair Film, been so exciting for you personally and professionally?
Yeah, again, I think it goes back to the entertain and educate piece. I have always loved to learn. I would have been in college for, 20 years if I could have been. And it exposes you to so many new opportunities. I saw a film called Paper and Glue, plug for JR, at the film festival that I would have never seen otherwise. And now he's doing great work in Ukraine. Like, it's just something I would have never been exposed to. So I love the cultural piece, but I also love what it does for the community, and that it brings people out. It gets people talking. It gets people, not that the restaurants aren't amazing in Montclair and don't have their own following, but it does. It really brings people out and gets them engaged. And then education is near and dear to my heart. And the work that Sue is doing is really spectacular. And I want to help her continue to elevate that and have the resources to not just have it in Montclair, but to have it in the surrounding communities. We've been working with schools in Newark, and we want to continue that.
To Beth and the entire team, to Bob Feinberg, Evie Colbert, and the folks who actually made Montclair Film possible, who started it. It's getting close to back in the day. It wasn't that long ago, but it's an extraordinary group. And we wish you and everyone at Montclair Film all the best. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You got it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Think Tank with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, Investors Bank, the Northward Center, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, New Jersey Institute of Technology, the Fidelco Group, Summit Health, and by NJM Insurance Group. Promotional support provided by NorthJersey.com and Local IQ, part of the USA Today network. And by Meadowlands Chamber.
Are you looking to be a part of a dynamic, forward-thinking business service organization? At the Meadowlands Chamber, every day we connect, collaborate, and innovate, helping to drive business and economic growth in the greater Meadowlands and New Jersey. I invite you to visit our Meadowlands Chamber headquarters, an open office facility with access to resources for our members' businesses and networking needs. Together we will build the Chamber of the future and the next generation of leaders.